Hey, what's up everyone? It's OATz to go. I'm back. I know I haven't put out a lot of videos, but the fact of the matter is that one, I've been busy. Life has been coming at me very fast. And also, I got copyright claimed on my last one. It was a Black Clover reaction.
You're going to jail!
So, since I just brought that up, the update for this is that I think I'm going to hold off on reactions and just stick to reviews for now until I get it figured out. I know it had a lot to do with the sound because the video was, pretty, it was louder than normal.
Well, maybe it is stupid, but it's also dumb.
Compared to my other videos, so that's most likely why it was taken down. But until I get that down to a science, I'm probably going to hold off on it and just stick to these reviews. Today we're going to do a list that I found on the computer randomly. On the computer, I sound so old. On the internet. The wild, wild west, on just some highly debated Naruto topics. As you should already know, Naruto is like my favorite series, my favorite popular series. It's got so many qualities. It's almost a perfect series, and it's got its imperfections, which I think ranks it higher for me, because it's not the most perfect story. But life is also not a perfect story.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
So I think it just resonates with me a lot, especially I come from, part of the generation that grew up with Naruto, literally. We started around the same age and then grew up with him. When he got to the time skip, we were the same age, going through a lot of the same thought process. So, there's definitely an attachment to the series, but objectively, I think it's a really good series regardless. So, yeah, I'm going to get as far as I can in this list. I'll probably make it into separate videos if we start getting a little over time. I don't want to make it too long. But I will stop randomly. Like and subscribe if you haven't already.
Nothing is impossible! What are you waiting for? Tell me. Yes, you can! Do it!
I already said in last videos that I will be bringing back contests. I just didn't get a whole lot of interest because I don't have a lot of followers yet. So once I build a lot of followers, I will bring back the $100 contest or whatever kind of contest that I can think of. But you gotta like and subscribe, support the page for me, and I will do my best to bring you the content that you want. So let's get into this. So again, these are highly debated topics in the Naruto world and the fandom. So the first one is, who wins? Madara versus literally anyone. Which is a good question. I was actually debating this with someone last night. Their question was more of if Madara wasn't under the influence of Edo Tensei and didn't have Hashirama cells, could he beat the 5 Kage? My answer was yes. And guys, if you disagree with me, that's totally fine. If you agree with me, that's totally fine too. I want to hear your input. I want to get your perspective as well, so put it in the comments below. But also know this is all just for fun. It's all speculation. Well, some is speculation. There are some things that are black and white. There's some right and wrong. But there's also room for a little bit of theorying, hypothesizing. That's the word. But yeah, back to the question, who wins? Madara versus literally anyone. So we're going to assume this Madara is alive, not under the influence of Edo Tensei, and that he doesn't have Hashirama cells. So versus literally anyone, that means anyone that we've seen in this series, could he beat them? I would say yes, with the exception of Hashirama, of course. But that even is a debate in itself. So let's put him up against his biggest match to date, which is not Black Zetsu, but it's Hashirama. to scale Madara, we don't see a whole lot of his feats while he's alive, but we do see bits and pieces of it to where we can assume like this guy's someone we shouldn't really be messing with. But we did see enough of Hashirama, and we got a lot of information on him as well. So, to make this as short as possible, Madara's biggest rival is Hashirama. Hashirama, one of his most notable feats is that he, at one point, had all of the nine-tailed beasts pretty much as pets before he doled them out to the other villages in the effort to create a balance between everyone, to sustain a sort of peace by a nuclear bomb, if you will. So this is a guy who's just single-handedly whooping on tailed beast after tailed beast after tailed beast, and we also see by the end of the series that there's a huge gap between the 8 tails and the 9 tails. The 9 tails is out of this world strong, and it really hasn't been explained why. It seems pretty imbalanced that all of the tailed beasts against Kurama seem to not stand too much of a chance. And it wasn't even a full strength Kurama either. It's a half of Kurama minus what the Gold and Silver brothers took when they were eaten by him. So it's really imbalanced to me how strong Kurama is, but Hashirama at its full power was able to tame him and use him. So then we have Madara, where he was able to tame him without fighting him, and was able to use him against Hashirama. Now, we go back to the fight that we saw with Hashirama and Madara in the Final Valley. Madara is looking super gallant on his 9 tails, and he decks it out with the Susanoo. Now, we know the Susanoo is almost impossible to break unless you are Tsunade, but if you are Hashirama, which is not the watered-down version of him, Susanoo is also not that hard to break. And this says a lot because this is not just any Susanoo. This isn't Sasuke's, pretty much new Susanoo. This is Itachi's Susanoo. It's Madara's perfect Susanoo, wrapped in the strongest tailed beast in the world. And Hashirama dealt with him and with Madara. I mean, what more could you want from the guy? But at the very end of the fight, it doesn't really matter what people say, because when it comes down to it, what we see is that, yes, Hashirama dealt a fatal blow, but Madara also dealt Hashirama fatal blows. He just didn't die right then and there. He happened to die later, and not too long after their initial fight. So they both were dealt crippling wounds, and had Madara not had Hashirama cells, of course, he would have died in the same time span as Hashirama died. But he was severely crippled and could not function again as a shinobi, which is why he had to reinvent himself in a sense. So we have to look at that, and who's measuring up to Hashirama's feats, and that's literally no one. No one in the Naruto series that far. I don't want to get too far into it because we can talk about Sasuke and Naruto, possibly. But I don't want to get into that because that gets a little weird. But my answer to that question, Madara versus literally anyone, we almost did see that when he messed up the alliance pretty good. So that's a yes from me. The next question is Itachi versus literally anyone. And for that answer, I'm going to say no. I'm the biggest Itachi fan. Itachi's one of my favorite characters. Just inside and out, such a sound, solid character, minus liking his cousin. But he is not the strongest, nor does he claim to be the strongest. He's very skilled. But Itachi, you have to look at his mindset. And this is how Itachi knows that there are limitations as to what he is able to do with another shinobi. We saw this in the fight where he was fighting with Pain alongside Naruto and Killer Bee. He told Naruto every jutsu has a weakness. So this mindset, this is what makes Itachi deadly, but it also lets us know that he's not strong enough to just overpower someone, of course. He's of course, more refined as a ninja, a true ninja, if you will. But that can only take you so far. I don't see Itachi winning again. He's not winning against, Hashirama. He's not winning against the second Hokage. He's not winning against any of the Hokages for me, except for Tsunade. And that's really no slight to her, but she is just not. It would be a very drawn out battle for sure. I'm not saying it's like he's going to steamroll her, but Itachi's got that battle. So every Hokage minus Tsunade, and we're not counting Danzo. We never count Danzo in the running for Hokage.
She doesn't even go here. Do you even go to this school? No.
He's not winning those. Of course, if he has help, he can almost steamroll anyone. But if it's just Itachi, I see him losing some fights in Naruto for sure. This one's who wins again. It's Naruto versus Sasuke. I'm not going to get into this in this video, but I will say this. People don't seem to fully understand everything as far as what the whole point of Ashura and Indra was. The sage quite literally said that he split his power. By splitting it, he didn't do it 30-70. He didn't do it 20-80. That was me struggling to math real quick. And then he split it 50-50. That's how you split things to make it fair. So there's a lot of inconsistencies. Again, this is a bigger conversation, of course, since it's the main part of the show. But it's one has the body and the chakra. One has the prowess, the skill, and the Sharingan, the eyes. So I mean, they're both equipped to deal with each other, which is why Ashura and Indra weren't able to settle their feud in their lifetime, which is why it spilled over into Hashirama and Madara, and then to Naruto and Sasuke. This was a battle that never ended because neither of them were able to win. So, yeah, like I said, it's a bigger discussion. I will not say Naruto or Sasuke right now. I'm just going to go on to the next question. But let me know who you think wins in the comments below. I'll probably interact with them when I see all people's opinions. I like to debate with them, so it's fun for me. This next one. Is Sakura useless? No, she's not. I'm not a part of that bandwagon that says she is useless. She's also not a vital character. And I don't want anyone to take that the wrong way. I praise Sakura for a very different reason than a lot of other people do. I'm not a social justice warrior. I'm not, this feminist or anything. Not saying it's a bad thing, but I'm telling you these are reasons why I'm not. Vouching for Sakura. I'm vouching for Sakura because she's what Naruto should have been. She is the premise of the show. Naruto as a series was supposed to be, will hard work trump talent and genetics? Because we have Naruto. He's this boy who's got no family, no friends. He's talentless. He's dumb. And we're led to believe this all the way through the first arc, a little bit into Shippuden, before we find out, no, this kid's actually genetically blessed. He's destined to be great because he's Ashura's incarnation. And he's actually not dumb. He's a genius. And that's another video in itself. I'm going to leave it right there. Naruto is actually very skilled, and he is a genius. No matter what the series does say, because the actions and what we're shown speaks louder than what they're saying. But like I said, that is a different video that I will for sure put out, because a lot of people don't seem to get it. But Sakura was not like Naruto or Sasuke. She was not genetically blessed. She did not come from a long line of epic shinobi. Her parents were actually shop owners. They weren't special people by any means. She wasn't, you know, blessed with a huge amount of chakra or any passed down family skill. She was a regular girl who was very smart when she was in school. And then it showed when it really came down to it, when Sakura was ready to give it her all, she decided that she would work extremely hard day in and day out. We saw little clips of that, and why we saw her really lash out in the war, where even Hashirama himself said her strength might be greater than Tsunade. And that says a lot, because only a Senju should have that amount of strength. A Senju or Uzumaki should have that kind of destructive power in just punching. So that says a lot about Sakura. She is what the show was supposed to be. She is hard work when it tries. She's also talent when it tries. She was talented in Genjutsu. She was very smart. She just wasn't as good as Naruto and Sasuke. And that's where people kind of let her seem like she's useless, because they're comparing Naruto and Sasuke are way up here. Yeah, because these guys are literally demigods, and she's a normal person. But to stack up against them, she doesn't fall that far behind just as a regular person. So I don't think Sakura is useless. I don't think she's ever useless. I'm running a little bit out of time here, so I'm going to go to a... Oh, this was perfect. Do you think Boruto was necessary? Yeah. Yeah, it was. I think it was just a happy... If they left it as a happily ever after, I would have been pleased, but I also kind of would have been left hanging, because, yeah, Naruto became Hokage. That was great. That was his thing. But does he maintain the peace? I want to see the struggles of him trying to maintain this peace that he tried so hard and fought for, because it's very easy for something that fragile, something as fragile as peace, to crumble. And I really want to see how he manages and what's going to set him apart from other Hokage aside from strength. And I want to see how the new generation adjusts. You can already see that those kids don't have a why. They don't have that reason to fight. Everything is just, you know, fine and dandy. They're trying to be ninja just because it's cool. It's something their parents did. It's better than working in a shop. It's not like Sasuke, where he's got to avenge his whole entire family. It's not like Naruto, where he wants to protect the people and wants to make something of himself and be acknowledged. It's nothing like that. And so I want to see how the next generation gets carried on and how they're going to carry on this shinobi way. So yeah, I think Boruto was necessary at the very end of the day. So I'm going to leave it there. Please drop a like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing some videos back to back, just so I have content to kind of make up for lost time. Like I said, I'm going to hold off on reactions for now. Unless it's manga, I am waiting for the Black Clover manga to drop, and then I'll be doing a reaction / review to that. So look forward to that. Again, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. This is Jack Goats to Go. Signing out.